Do you want to be an inspiring individual? Do you want to be a motivating person? Well, the best way to go about it is being authentic. When we are authentic, when we own our energy, we are not attached to how others are perceiving us because we are fulfilled in ourselves. We are not looking at external environment to validate us. We are not seeing how people are reacting. Obviously, we get feedback from the environment. If someone is appreciative or someone says something, we would react to that or respond to that. But it will still come from a place of trying to understand what the other person is saying instead of being reactive and going into a frenzy about why the other person disapproves of me. When we have this authentic energy, that's the time when we become magnetic to other people, when other people are drawn to us, because we are not looking for their approval. We are detached from how they respond to us. We do not have this neediness of latching on to other person's energy and using it to feel better ourselves. So that changes the outcome. So the way to be charming, charismatic, motivating is to be authentic. Just be yourself. We hear this all the time, and for good reason, because when we are just ourselves, we do not have to think 500 things about impressing others or how to portray us ourselves and how to say witty things and do mental gymnastics to come up with all these clever responses. We are owning our energy. And the other side of that is when we are trying to fit in, when we are seeking approval from the external reality. At that time, we are putting on masks, we are putting on a front. So we are presenting ourselves as this smart, cool, life of the party, maybe individual, so that others look at us, they get impressed, and then they approve of us. But what happens is in those scenarios, there's this vibration or frequency of neediness where I want your energy to feel, to make myself feel better. And so when the other person senses that, it may not be conscious, when they sense that, they close off because they understand, or the subconscious understands that the person in front of me is trying to steal my energy, and it's not a fair exchange where you are trying to get more than what you are willing to give. So that's why whenever we put on all these fronts, it's uh, never gonna last, it's not sustainable. And while it may last in the short term, and we see that happening in relationships also, where people come up with this witty list of what they do, what hobbies they have, and how enigmatic they have. And for a short while, someone might be drawn in. And it's not just significant relationships, it could be business partnerships or friendships or other interactions. But these states are not sustainable. At some point or the other, the true self will show. And so when that happens, um, the other person will be pulled back. These states are not sustainable. We cannot be a fake person all the time. We obviously will revert to those states where we are who we are. And even in jobs, we have seen people who have these amazing resumes, when they turn into employees, they are not the best employees sometimes, because resume is the highlight of all your big accomplishments. But when that person starts working, it's not only the high accomplishments on the resume, it's the entire person along with, yes, great stuff, but also weaknesses coming to work. That's why these fantastic resumes not always turn into fantastic employees, because that's a whole picture, and we try to put our best foot forward, and we should all try to be better individuals, conscious, and people who are mature and able to handle their own stuff and energy. But it does not mean presenting something else when we don't believe in it. And isn't it good uh, to find these people who are like us, who believe in our values and our conditions and our belief systems, instead of first trying to navigate through all these people, trying to impress them, and then eventually them finding out that we don't align with them, or us finding out that they don't align with us. We save so much of time and effort by just being authentic in the first place. So that's the best way to approach any situation. Obviously, follow all the social norms of decency and good behavior and approachable individuals, but never compromise on who you are. Present the world the, with the real version of you, and then whoever gets attracted to it, whoever gets drawn to it, good, because that's your tribe. We anyway do not want to attract all kinds of people, and no matter how nice of an individual you are, not everyone would like you. It's like movies. We know all these movies that some of them are universally liked, but you will still find individuals who would say, I don't know why that movie is so popular, I hate that movie. So it's not possible to have everyone's approval, no matter how good of an individual you are, how talented you are. So let's stop chasing that validation. Let's be authentic, and then we would only attract people and situations in our life who align with who we are.